Thought for the day, February 19, 2026. The greatest of all needs is to feel connected. The greatest of all needs is to feel connected. And that was Daryl Coleman with a K. So there you are. And from our writer this month, Rev Raymont. He's got a strange title here, but it probably comes a bit clearer as you read into it. Possibilities need love too. Then the first quote is Alice Walker, The Color Purple. Yes, Celie, she says, everything want to be loved. Us sing and dance, make faces and give flower bouquets, trying to be loved. You ever notice that trees do everything to get attention that we do, except walk? And Ernest Holmes in Spiritual Awareness, he says, when prayer is made with faith, something is going to happen. Why? Because the immutable, inexorable law of cause and effect is being used. But in the integrity of our own conscious selves, our word is a seed already impregnated with divine life. All we're doing in prayer is nurturing the seed. So the seed then becomes part of cause and effect, right? And then he goes on to say, or Reverend Raymont goes on to say, how are you loving your infinite possibilities? He says, consider this quote from Moko Koma Mohanoana, and I probably butchered the name. He says, though you can love what you do not master, you cannot master what you do not love. That was worth repeating. Though you cannot love what you do not master, he says, sorry, though you can love what you cannot master, you cannot master what you do not love. So what you can love what you don't master, but you cannot master something that you don't love. And he says, let me put it this way. How are you enjoying the journey you're on? He's talking about life, of course. As you realize that each decision and choice is like a domino falling into place in an endless pattern. In The Karate Kid, did Daniel San or Zhao Dri love the wax on, wax off, jacket on, jacket off phase of training? He says, not at first, because they didn't see it as part of learning karate and kung fu. They couldn't love something they saw as boring and unnecessary. And yes, where in our daily lives do we do the same thing? Where do we miss the possibility of mastery because we see something as dull, unnecessary, unwanted, or uncomfortable? He says, when I started going to therapy in 1985, after witnessing an 11-year-old cousin kill his mother's boyfriend, I hated the weekly meetings and the therapist's constant questions. Honestly, part of my dislike was her approach. By the time I saw my fourth therapist, I actually began to enjoy the process, and now I look forward to it. He says, I love it. I see the possibilities that unfold for me, and I embrace them. And he goes on to say, doing laundry, washing dishes, getting out of bed, going to your area center, or the place where you find your spiritual nourishment, these are things many of us don't love. And yet, could we find something in them to love, to appreciate, or to expand into an awareness of what is possible in the moment? I think it pretty much speaks for itself, doesn't it? He's saying, a lot of things which we do to improve our lives in lots of different ways, not just spiritually, but in all sorts of different ways. Some of it is really boring or it's humdrum, but we get beyond that because of what we want to achieve. And he's saying, yeah, this applies to our spiritual lives as well. So I heard a really good quote on Monday. I think I forgot to mention. It was from Reverend Jesse Jennings, Reverend Dr. Jesse Jennings, my leader, my boss, actually, our senior minister. Lisa and I are assistant ministers, and we have 2 staff ministers. I don't know if he thought, I don't think he thought this quote, but he got it from somewhere. He said the difference between religion and spirituality is this. Spirituality is like going to the edge, the abyss, and looking over. Religion is like getting a postcard from the edge. So think about it. Think about that one. I think it's pretty cool, actually. The affirmation is pretty long, actually. Today I love where I am and what I'm doing because I love who I am and what I am as God incarnating itself as me. And you can abbreviate that. Today I love where I am and what I'm doing. I love who and what I am as God incarnating itself as me. Personally, I suppose it in too, but there you are. That's just me. Tomorrow, yeah, I should be back around about 5 p.m. Central. My colleague, Reverend Lisa Ryan, will be here, not here, on Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook page at somewhere around about 9:15 tomorrow morning. And I hope you enjoy these readings. And we don't all enjoy every single reading, but the point of it all is it helps us to grow spiritually and as human beings. And it also, I hope, causes us to think and ponder and wonder and generally help ourselves to just continue on that evolutionary scale that Ernest Holmes said goes on forever. So there you are. So my knowing for each and every person here is a wonderful rest of the day, a wonderful night's sleep, and a great tomorrow. And I call this my prayer into that divine mind, where I wrap my thoughts and feelings together and release it and say, thank you, and so it is.